Mel from adventuresofmel.com, and tonight I have a special project. This is a cake that I made several years ago for one of our boys' birthdays, and it is a Minecraft grass block cake. And I already have the cakes baked. I actually baked 2 Devil's Food cakes, and I just used cake mixes to get it ready. And then I let them cool, and I have them all ready to go. So I'm going to show you the process of getting it set up and then the process of decorating the cake. And this is a perfect cake for a birthday party. If you have kids who love Minecraft, it's great. So hang on just a second while I refresh. I want to make sure nobody has any questions as we go along. If you have questions, pop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, so you need a few supplies for this project. You'll need 2 cake mixes. I like chocolate just because the bottom, it helps it look more like dirt. And then you'll need the ingredients for buttercream icing, and I use Wilton's recipes right off their website. They have a plain buttercream, a regular buttercream, and a chocolate buttercream. And then you'll also need a package of peanut butter Oreos. And hi Robin. Hi Tim, thank you for joining us. Robin, you're from Anaheim. Welcome. We are here in Arkansas. So, and then we have Tim from Palm Springs, California. Hi Tim. If you guys have any questions as I go along, just feel free to pop them in the comments. I'll be checking periodically to answer those. So you'll need a package of peanut butter Oreos, and then we're going to be crushing those Oreos, so I recommend a gallon bag and a rolling pin. We'll do that in a few minutes. And then you'll also need a decorating bag. Wilton sells just the plastic decorating bags. And then you'll also need the Wilton tip number 233. It's their tip to make the icing look like grass. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, and you may also want one of these little cake slicers. So first thing we're going to do is make our cake flat. So I'm just going to kind of trim any excess off the top of it so that it's easier, it sets better, and the icing will, everything will just flow better. This cake kind of fell apart on me this afternoon, so we're going to try and make it work anyway. I should get a bowl to hold this. So you'll just take that excess cake and stick it in a bowl. I'm sure your kids will love it. My kids do. Dan, I'm in your living. Robin, thank you for inviting Tim. This is awesome. All right. So I've got one trimmed. I'm going to trim the other one real quick. This is so easy because you just run it right along the top of your cake. You want to make sure your cake is fully cooled before you attempt to decorate it. All right. So once you have that done, then what we're going to do is before I put the peanut butter Oreos in the chocolate frosting, but before we do that, I got green icing on me, we're going to add just a layer to the first layer of cake. You can also use green icing for this, but I'm going to use brown tonight because I want to make sure that I have enough of the green for the grass. So I am just going to add a blob on here. Try to save most of it for the outside of the cake. And then we're just going to spread it on. Actually, I always go back to the trusty butter knife. I don't know why, it just is so much easier than that big clunky knife. and the cake can be really difficult to work with. So you want to make your icing. This is one tip. When you make your frosting with the Wilton recipe, make it just a little bit thinner than what it calls. Add a little bit more milk than what it calls for, and that will help it spread easier. And it will also help the icing to come through the tip when you create the grass. We'll get to that in a moment. So it's been about 3 years since I made this cake. I made this cake for our oldest. It was his 11th birthday. He specifically requested a grass block cake. So I had to figure out how to make it from start to finish, and this is what I came up with. And he absolutely loved it. So you'll just keep adding chocolate frosting to this so you have a nice layer, and the cake can be very difficult to work with. Now, I'm not a professional cake decorator. I admit that freely. But this is one cake that if I can make it, anybody can make it. So it's very easy. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Awesome. Oh, I think Stacy is here too. Hi, Stacy. Okay. So now what we're going to do is another tricky part. We're going to take this big layer and we're going to put it on top of that layer and just kind of sandwich them together. Okay, so the hard part's done. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to move all this stuff. We're going to crush some Oreos. And we're going to add those to the chocolate frosting because there's just, and you can use any kind of Oreos. I like peanut butter just because we love peanut butter, and it also adds a nice texture, makes it look more like dirt. Because we're gonna add it all around the sides of the cake to make it look like dirt or mud. So actually, we make these easy to open now. Okay. So I like to put them in a gallon bag. Just grab a couple of good handfuls. And if you think you need more, you can always add more, but I think that's probably going to be good enough. And then you'll seal that bag up and make sure to get all the air out of it so you don't get any holes when you go to crush them up. This is where it gets a little bit loud because I don't really have the patience to roll over the cookies. Hi, Nancy. Yay, Nancy's here. All right, so this is where it's going to get really loud. It's a good way to get out your aggressions. So you're just going to pound them and chop them up. And if you make sure you have all the air out of the bag, that way you won't get any holes as you're pounding. You won't have cookies fly everywhere. Check it as you go along, see if they're getting, yeah, they're doing good. Okay, so we've got that crushed up, and I'm going to go ahead and pour those into the chocolate frosting. I don't put too much because I want it to be very spreadable. We're going to mix those up real good. Talking about the weather, we have had hardly any rain here this year. It's been a weird winter. Usually we have a lot more rain, and we at least have a little bit of snow, but not this year. Alright, so we've got the cookies mixed in. Now we're just going to spread that frosting all around the sides of our cake. This can be a little tricky. You have to be really careful that you don't break up the cake. And I have one corner that's already a little tricky, so I'm going to have to be extra careful. So we are just, you know what, that's too much. Just going to spread it all over the sides of our cake. And it's going to be messy, and that's okay. It's going to look messy. It's not going to look perfect, but that's okay because it's supposed to be dirt and mud. And mud is anything. Mud is messy. So. And when I baked the cakes, I've had a lot of people ask me on the blog post. I used two 10-inch square cake pans to bake the cakes, and just 2 cake mixes, one in each pan. And you just follow the instructions on the back of the cake mix to bake the cake. Let it cool, and then you're all set to decorate. Oh, my cake is starting to fall apart. I'm going to add a little bit more icing there. Okay, so we've got one side done. I'm going to turn it so I can do the next side. See if anybody has any questions. This is the kind of frosting I could do. Mine always looks messy. Mine too. I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to cake decorating. So that's why I said if I can make this cake, anybody can make this cake. Oh, see, there's a chunk of cake coming out. Oh, I had some issues earlier when I tried to transfer the cake from the pan to the board, so. I think I made this cake the year we were having an actual, did we have a birthday party? Maybe we didn't have a party that year. I don't know, but it'd be great for a Minecraft party. We've actually made a couple of Minecraft cakes because my kids are really into Minecraft. And we've made another one that is just, I don't play Minecraft, so I don't know all the terms. But supposedly it's just the cake for Minecraft, but it has a white frosting with strawberries in it on a chocolate cake. It's really yummy. Okay, so I'm going to turn it again, and we're going to do this side. You will likely have leftover frosting, and that's okay. You can use it on another cake or eat it on graham crackers or whatever, or freeze it. Freeze it. Freeze it for another project. Okay, so I'm going to turn it and we're going to do the last side. It's looking good so far, a little messy, but that's okay. I think I could have made this frosting just a little bit thinner, but it's alright, it's working okay. I see we have a couple people who lived in the high desert in California. We lived there many years ago. Okay, I'm going to finish up this last corner, and then we're going to get to the messy part. Now, on your green frosting, you can use a regular food coloring, but I really suggest, if you want it to look like grass, more like grass, use one of the Wilton food colorings. I used their leaf green, and it gives a really bright green. It looks like grass once you get it on. Nancy says, my girl loves Minecraft. I may have to, scroll down. I may have to surprise her with this cake someday. Yes, you should, and I want to see pictures of it when you make it. All right, so we're gonna put our green frosting into our decorating bag, and I've got it folded over a cup to make it a little bit easier. This is a really messy process, and I usually end up with it all over my hands by the time I'm done. Because like I said, I'm not a professional cake decorator, but I do my best. Alright, so we're going to fill this up. And I've got their cake tip, like I said, Wilton cake tip 233. You can get it usually at any craft supply store. You might even be able to order it on Amazon. Okay, I'm going to twist it, and then I've got my bag of frosting. And then this is basically the finishing touch on the cake. You're going to go around and you're going to put squirts of grass. You're going to fill the whole top of the cake with grass. So to use this tip, you're just going to press and lift up. My frosting, I had to thicken it up a little because I had it so thin, because I remember before when I made it, I had it too thick and I could not get it to come through the tiny little holes. So I thinned it out a little bit, and it seems to be pretty good texture. So there's no rhyme or reason to this. You can go in a straight line, you can just go sporadically over the cake. But this is the most time-consuming part of the cake, is just adding this grass in. You want to make sure you lift up. And for this, we're using Wilton's regular buttercream icing recipe. And as I go along, as I make a couple of lines with the grass, I'll go back through and fill in just to make it look even more authentic. But there you go. So I'm going to keep going. Linda Harris, welcome. She says, hello, both my grandbabies like to play Minecraft. My kids love it. And Nancy says she wants to have friends to play with. In desperation, she asked if I would play it. My kids have asked me to play it before too, but it's one game that I'm not a video game player anyway. And that is one game that I just haven't been able to get into. I'll play Lego Batman or Lego Avengers all day long, but I don't know, I just can't get into Minecraft for some reason. Now my husband plays it, and he loves it too. Let's see what else we have here. Nancy, I get lost way too early in those worlds. See, I feel like I can't see who I am or what I'm doing, so I'm like walking, I don't know, I can't figure it out, but they love it. And they have these elaborate places built that they've shown me, these elaborate houses, and I don't know what all they've built. They've shown me their places. It's crazy. It's a very creative game, I will say that. If you lift up and away when you put the grass, when you squirt a little piece of grass on, that'll help the grass to stand up a little bit more. And if you need to, if you see that your grass is just falling all over the place, then you can add a little bit more powdered sugar to your frosting to make it a little bit stiffer. But not too much or it won't come through the tip. Nancy, she made my character fly. Now I don't know how to get back. That sounds like me, or they'll get me swimming somewhere and I don't know how to get out of the water. Okay, so we're going to keep going. We're almost halfway there. I have a 9-year-old who is patiently waiting for a slice of cake when I'm done. He's been waiting all day since I had them baking. This cake, since it is doubled up and it has a lot of icing on it, it would feed a pretty good crowd. So it would be perfect for a birthday party with a lot of kids because you probably wouldn't want them to have too big a slice of this cake. So it would stretch a long way. So we're just going to finish up the green. We're almost there. I think I need to fill my bag though. It's starting to get empty. So I'm going to put it back in the cup, fold it over, and put just a little more frosting. I was afraid, I couldn't remember if I had made more than one batch of frosting in the past for this, but now I can see that I have plenty. So I'm likely going to have some to put in the freezer. Okay. Linda, thank you. Looks good. You're doing a good job. It does look pretty tasty right now. Another thing on the green frosting, it does use the coloring like I said, but I definitely recommend using the Wilton coloring over over the cheaper stuff because you don't have to use as much of it to get the green. the McCormick, or I think it was McCormick, that makes the other brand, you'll have to use a lot more of it to get it. And it probably won't be as green. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to start filling in other places. Oh, now I have a 14-year-old waiting for a slice of cake. I like this cake because it's just so easy. There's really no rhyme or reason to it besides just making sure you have frosting in all the right areas. And it can be as messy or as nice as you want it. Nobody's really going to care because in the end it's going to look like a grass block. Linda said, or Robin says, I like Wilton's products better as well. Yes, I do. I think the pans that I use to bake the cakes are actually Wilton too. Hey, we're almost there. All around the edge of the cake. It's kind of like a puzzle. And if you pull up, the grass will kind of stand up and look more like grass. Nancy says, Rebecca came in and saw this and was very excited to see a Minecraft cake. You're successfully decorating it since she knew exactly what it was. Awesome. Well, Jacob's the one who originally told me that I needed to make a grass block cake. So I didn't even know what I knew what a grass block was in real life. But on Minecraft, I had no idea. So the fact that she recognizes it is awesome. I'm doing something right. Alright, so then once you get it all on, I'm going to go around a little bit here and there and add just some pieces to make it look more even more like grass. Nancy, I think we should get together and make this together for Rebecca. That would be a lot of fun. Alright, so that's pretty much all there is to it. Once you have that part done, then you're pretty much ready to put candles in it. You can put some little candies on top. I think I put little candies that said happy birthday. And then I just have a little candle. Zeke has a birthday coming up in a couple months, so we'll just put a 1 in there. And there you go. You have a Minecraft birthday cake. It's semi-professional, but it's homemade, it's yummy, and it looks like a grass block cake. And for any Minecraft kids, they will love it. They'll eat it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut into it just to show you. Ta-da, Tim says. Alright, so we're gonna cut into it, and I'm gonna give my kids a slice real quick. So grab a couple saucers. And I guess I'll just use this big knife that I had for spreading the icing. You want to come get a piece? Do you want a corner piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Oreos.
Yeah, it all has Oreos. There you go.
Thank you.
I'll turn it so you can see it.
Show my hands.
You can get in it
Where's
if
the
you want
hand?
to. It doesn't matter.
It's not showing me. There it is.
Yeah. It
you're...
lags a little bit on there.
I see.
Perfect shape.
Homemade is always better. I agree, Tim. I agree. Okay, Jane, you want a piece?
You think I wouldn't?
If I could cut a piece and give to all of you who've been watching, I totally would. Alright. There you go. You need a fork. Oh, he even has his Minecraft shirt on. That's perfect. Alright. So that's it for this project. I have the full instructions in a post on adventuresofmel.com, and I will link to that in the caption as soon as this goes, as soon as I post it. So thank you guys for joining me. You can join us back again on Thursday night. Dan and I are both going to be live. We're going to be making chicken nachos with hummus. So I hope you'll join us then. Robin says, how cute are they? Waiting so patiently. Nancy says, I would totally take a piece too. Yes. Yes, we need to get together and have a piece of cake. So now I got to figure out what to do with the rest of this cake because we really don't need to eat all this. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.